Welcome to this lame tutorial. It's going to be really brief, but we've covered CSV mess ups that can happen with using a deployment server. We're now going to show a very simplified KV, and then I'm going to talk about a hypothetical situation that occurred to me. I cannot duplicate it in my dev environment, but just be aware of it so it doesn't happen to you. I'm going to show you the best practice that's worked for me, and maybe the newest versions don't do it. I actually have a ticket in with Splunk to find out. But I did, on a production environment at work, I managed to run into this very error. So I'm just going to warn you about it. All right, so we've got a KV lookup. We can see that this KV lookup, these two tabs are my deployment server, and I've got two entries into the KV, and I have my server class over here. The lame lookups, it's going over. And so when I look at my settings, I'm all over the place. There's my lame lookups. If I search this, which just so you're aware, I pushed in my own results, so I put this my second, third. If I run this, I only get my local stuff. And the reason being is I didn't want to stage this completely and have a blank lookup. Point is, whatever you do in a KV store on the deployment server will have zero bearing as far as data goes. So you could put 15, 20 rows in this lookup. When it pushes out, this KV store on the client will be empty. At the same time, you can make changes to your server, to the server, to the deployment server, to the app. You can add dashboards, remove dashboards, reload the deployment client, and guess what? These changes here will not push out and overwrite what you've done out at the client side. So KVs are cool in that sense that you don't have to put any exceptions in the server class.conf file, but at the same time, if you want to propagate KV stores, it's important to understand a KV store, the KV piece here, when we look at you setting this up, you're actually just making config settings saying, hey, I've got a database and it's going to have these rows and it's going to have these fields and the columns are going to be this type of data. And then it sets that up so that a MongoDB on the Splunk instance will then store the data. So thereby, the data itself resides on the machine in the MongoDB. So when you push out the app, the data from the MongoDB does not go to the client. At the same time, that means that the client doesn't get overwritten by what's out at the central. That's really important to know. Just remember your data resides in the MongoDB. And what I have found in this situation, I'm going to show you what I did an edit uninstall. When I did an edit uninstall and removed this app, it actually removed all the config settings from my deployment server. And in this instance, the data stayed inside the MongoDB, and as soon as I pushed the app back out, under a different server class or even in the same server class, and the config files were pushed back out, Splunk could retrieve from the MongoDB my lookup, and none of the data was purged. But on my production environment, when I hit uninstall, it actually wiped out 20 different clients' KV store. And that was a little frustrating. It purged it. When we pushed the app back out, the KV store did not exist anymore inside. There was nothing in the MongoDB. But what we found, if you want to make, what was the problem is this uninstall. This uninstall is not the button you want to press, because this will look through it will also have other unintended consequences. If your lame lookup is in multiple server classes, it'll remove the app from every server class if you hit the uninstall. Don't use this uninstall button unless you want to wipe it. It's all references to an app. What you want to do if you want to get rid of it is go edit. Oops, wrong one. We're going to come in here, edit there. Now we got our list, and I'm just going to take it off the list. Click it over here. If I want it on, put it on. If I want it out, I put it there. Don't hit the uninstall button. And if I do that, over here, the KV will disappear. But in the new instances of Splunk, I have in this dev environment I've got at my house, it did not purge the MongoDB, and that makes sense to me. At my production environment, it purged it. And so we're trying to find out if there's a setting. Just be aware when you remove these apps that you don't hit that uninstall button. Removing the app this way is fine. The uninstall had consequences I didn't expect. You may not run into it. You may not. You may. Just remember that your KVs store all the stuff in the MongoDB, so it does not pass between the server and the client. And don't use the uninstall button. There can be some weird consequences. Just use the add apps, remove it from the list, and that's a lot easier. It tends to cause less problems. Anyway, I hope this helps you from making some mistakes and helps you move from being a lame analyst to a Splunk ninja.